and welcome here to TalkFCB, and welcome back to the channel. Here today, guys, we have another big Barça news roundup, because today is the big day in terms of the new official Barça kit. It has been unveiled, and I have to say, it looks fantastic in my opinion, but we've also got really big transfer news and developments there, starting with Nico Williams, but we've got even more happening when it comes to Dani Olmo right now, and I want to talk about if we were to make big transfer moves this summer, how would it all look? How would the lineup look there under Hansi Flick? That is all coming up for you today. I hope you're going to enjoy it. So let's do this. But I want to start, first of all, guys, with some extra special super thanks shout-outs, starting with Adam, who in my opinion has one of the coolest dads out there, because he says, "Can you give a shout-out to my great dad? He's a massive fan that has been watching for many years," and that is absolutely phenomenal there. Thank you very much for the support, and also a really big shout-out to Joshua on the channel, because he is welcoming the most special new signing of all. It's happened in his house, and big congratulations there, my friend, on the new arrival in the family. And let's kick off now with that big release today from Barça. It is the new kit launch. And I've got to say, guys, whenever you have the new kit launch at the club, you know the new season is only just around the corner. And I've got to say, I do like the new kit. I like the way that it looks there in terms of that central Barça logo. I think it feels quite retro in a way. And there's a lot of history and a lot of meaning here behind this new kit, as the club celebrates, of course, its 125th anniversary. And this kit right here is actually a tribute to the first ever Barça kit way back in 1899. And there was a really cool, I thought, promotional video to unveil the new kit, looking back on all of these incredible years of history at the club. The video actually kicks off with Ronaldinho, of all people, and we see Iniesta, we see the likes of Puyol, Stoichkov, and many, many more Barça legends. It's always nice to take a trip down memory lane, and when you do see right here the new kit, of course the big change is on the player version, at least, the way the Spotify sponsorship is displayed this year. You've just got the Spotify logo, no name at all, but the logo is a lot bigger on the shirt. But although the fans, us, we will actually still be able to buy the one with the original Spotify sponsorship, which in my opinion does look there a little bit better, and that's going to be on the fan version there. Let's wait and see how many different versions are going to become available. And I always do think, guys, I've got to be honest, looking at this shirt here, how incredible would that look without the sponsor? That would be absolutely perfect in my opinion. But hey, let's just make it clear, we need these Spotify millions. Don't go away, Spotify, especially with the transfer targets talking about today. We need your money, so stay here at Barça. But I think what we all want to see this season, guys, is creating our own memories. You know, looking back on history is fantastic. It makes us very, very proud as fans, but we want to create new moments of our own. That's the most important thing. Let's be honest, I would be happy if the whole team played in bin bags for the season, if it meant that at the end of it, we brought home the Champions League title. So whatever we are wearing, let's just make it special. And the most popular shirt right now, guys, would you believe it, in the Barcelona store, there's madness over the number 19. Everybody wants a piece there of that Lamine Yamal shirt. No surprise, because if we are going to achieve success this season, he is going to be one of the driving forces behind it, and I cannot wait to see him back in a Barcelona shirt. And we don't have all that long to wait. But just to go there a bit further into that Lamine Yamal number change, of course, he is going to be the new number 19 at Barça. He elected not to take the number 10 shirt, and there has been a bit more in the media explaining really the decision process that went into that from Lamine Yamal, because actually it wasn't necessarily, I think, that he was daunted by the number 10. I don't actually believe here that Lamine Yamal thought that's going to be high pressure. I think actually he felt ready for it. He's a very, very confident young man. He doesn't seem fazed here by anything outside of the football field or on it, but actually apparently it was more out of respect for Ansu Fati. He didn't want to come in, swoop in there and take the number 10. Ansu is still at the club. It looks as though he's going to get an opportunity here this season. So Yamal, out of respect for Ansu, that was why he did not take on the 10. But of course many people are asking as well then, what about Vitor Roque though? Because he was the number 19 at Barca. That was his number when he was a brand new signing at the club. Now he doesn't have any number at all. What's going to happen with him? Now my expectation happen is that he'll get a new number. He will get a new first-team shirt there. There are a few numbers there that are going to become available to him, but of course there are still some question marks about his future, and I think the longer here that he doesn't actually have a number, that it's not officially confirmed that he's got one, certainly then the rumours about his future, they will go on. But I also do want to talk right here today, guys, about Noah Darvic, because this right here is yet another player early on in pre-season who's been really impressing Hansi Flick, and I think this is a really, really exciting prospect, and somebody who we were all hoping would get more of an opportunity under Hansi Flick, somebody there I think understands and recognises qualities a little bit more, because apparently he is going to be going on the USA tour. Hansi Flick definitely wants to see a lot more of him in pre-season, and I think even more so with the injury crisis that we are having in midfield right now. You can bet he's going to get chances. He's going to get opportunities to play and showcase his ability, and I think what's even more interesting right now is that what we are hearing in the media, Hansi Flick actually believes that Noah Darvic has the ability to play as an interior in midfield, and that was something there that Xavi wasn't really convinced about. That's why you didn't really see him at all in the first team, wasn't really given much of a look in. Xavi didn't really see him as somebody who could fit the system that he was playing, but Hansi Flick has been more than happy with him, his adaptation, and he's definitely a player here in pre-season, a massive talent, still only 17, that we've got to keep an eye on. However though, guys, we do have big transfer updates to come in today's video. Let's start here first of all with Nico Williams, because we've had big reports there from Gerard Romero, which have also now been advanced, by the way, by Fabrizio Romano, that basically says on Wednesday, Barça and Nico Williams' agent met together in a face-to-face meeting. That there took place in Zaragoza. It was actually Deco who attended that meeting with his agent, and talks apparently progressing really well over those personal terms. Things are advancing very nicely, and I think with every passing day right now, Barça, they're gaining in confidence. They are firmly believing this is a deal that is going to happen, and Romero basically says that he's been told by the club that they are fully prepared and they are fully ready, that when the time comes, they can pay that clause. They are able, they feel willing to pay the full release clause for Nico Williams, and that's the most difficult part of the deal in my opinion. It's all that money, all up front. Barca firmly believe though that they can do it, and it is very possible here that once we have agreed personal terms with Nico, once everything has been fully wrapped up with the player, only then Barca are going to move on that clause. Then they'll be ready to activate it and properly move forward with this deal. And I just want to say, guys, in general here, it's worth noting that clubs who are signing big, high-profile players in summer transfer windows, they're not always in a huge rush to get it done very early on, in pre-season, way before the season starts, because given, when you think about it here, from the second that you officially sign them, you've got to pay them. You've got to start paying them their big wages. And in football, even just saving maybe on 1 week's worth of wages, you could be talking about 200k. 2 weeks of wages there is nearing towards $500,000. So this is not small change that we're talking about here. Barca just taking their time a little bit, just getting things done, moving along nicely, no massive rush, but they're confident. They're very confident on Nico Williams. But what about Dani Olmo? Because over the past 24 hours, guys, I've got to say, big developments on him. There has been a big surge from Barca once again towards Dani Olmo. There are more and more reports now that Barca, they're actively trying for both. They are actively attempting this summer not only to sign Nico Williams, but they are also now thinking about Dani Olmo all in one summer. Again, Gerard Romero here says that Joan Laporta has told Deco, he has instructed him, don't just sign Nico, but also make a real attempt for Olmo. Let's see what we can do. Let's see what kind of deal is out there. And there have been plenty of reports that say Deco on Tuesday, he actually met with Dani Olmo's agent, and the talks again were very positive. So he met there with Nico Williams' agent on Wednesday, Olmo on Tuesday, and that wouldn't be the first time, by the way, that Deco has met and spoken with Olmo's agent. These are talks that have been going on now since even before the Euros began, and I think I would actually add to that here by looking at Dani Olmo himself. He was actually today at an event. He was asked lots of questions there by kids, by fans, and he actually said, I would like to go to a place, speaking about his future club, where I can win trophies. And one child actually asked, will you sign for Barca? Dani Olmo said, We will see with a smile there. So quite clearly, things are happening in the background, whether or not we can make it possible. Because again here, we're talking about big money. This is a big money deal along with the Nico Williams one, which is also big money. So already there, Barca, they're going to be stretched. And other areas may be impacted by going for both at the same time. But how potentially then would it all look in our team? Because, okay, guys, the priority, as we know for Barca, it's Nico Williams right now. That is the deal that is most advanced. That is the one that we are prioritising. And he would come in and play on the left side. That is something we've needed now for quite some time. You'd have Nico on the left. You'd have Lamine Yamal on the right. It would be exactly what we saw with Spain. And that makes me feel very excited. That makes me feel serious joy just by seeing it like that there. The threat on both wings would be immense. But then you also add Dani Olmo. Now, if you're spending, say, 50 million, let's say 50 million euros there or thereabouts on Olmo, if you're spending that kind of money, he's a starter. You don't spend that kind of money, you bring somebody in, they just be on the bench. So you'd have to concede there that Olmo's going to come in and play in that advanced midfield role in Flick's system. So you would have Nico on the left, Yamal on the right, Olmo in that central area. And again, that's exactly what we saw with Spain. And let's be honest, guys, it worked absolutely beautifully. But then my big question would be, you've got two other midfield spots then vacant in that team, in your starting lineup. And I know that it's a long season. I know that you can get lots of injuries, especially at Barca. And I know you need to have depth for rotation. But you've got Pedri, you've got Gavi, you've got Frenkie de Jong, you've got Ilkay Gundogan. You've even got players then like Fermin Lopez, young talents coming through as well. You've got all of those players and two starting spots to effectively fill. I just feel as though, guys, if we are to sign Dani Olmo, if we are serious here about pursuing him, if we spend big money on him to bring him in and then he becomes a starter, for me, one of those midfielders has to go. There will be a big sale, I believe, from midfield, maybe, if Olmo is signed, because I don't really see how everybody can all compete there and everybody can be kept happy in this Barcelona team if you bring in Olmo to that already stacked midfield, even if we have injury issues right now. But I'm just interested, guys, on what you think there. Looking at that potential lineup, Yamal on the right, Dani Olmo advanced, is that something you'd like to see? Is that something that Barca should pay big to make happen? Or is Dani Olmo not necessary this summer? Would it be more prudent? Would it be more effective to spend that money in the pivot area? Not on the advanced midfield position, but on the more defensive-minded one. That is the big question I feel right now that Barca will be thinking about and should be asking themselves. But what's your answer? What is the priority? What should it be in this summer transfer window, guys? Let me know all of your thoughts in the comments down below. Big and important debate here happening on the channel today. I hope you enjoyed today's video, and I thank you indeed for tuning in. But until next time, guys, as always, Visca, El Barça.